Hello, I am Sean with Intergalactic Tea, and I'm going to talk about brewing this very lightly oxidized Taekwondoen today. With most teas, it's perfectly fine and good to put a small amount of tea in a large amount of water, say 2 to 5 grams of tea per cup of water, and steep it for 3 to 5 minutes, however, according to your taste. But with some teas, like this one, that really isn't the best way to brew it. Um, and so I'm going to use this little beaker, which I think is a very versatile um, method or way to brew tea. You can also use a brew basket, and you can do these different styles of brewing. So this kind of tea I think works best with short steeps. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little just off boiling water on it, and then I'm going to dump it out. So I'm going to put this in this beaker right here. So that's just a rinse. And so our next steep, well, oh, it smells great. It's very floral, kind of notes of spinach, and which, I don't know, doesn't sound good, but it is good. You gotta. And um, so now this next steep, we are just gonna put it a little on top. So you can see not very much water there, and I'm not gonna brew it for very long. I'm gonna pour it right off into my little cup here. And then I would drink the steep. Now, one thing you want to do is take the top off because you want to keep cooking these leaves. So I'm not going to sit here and drink all this tea in front of you. I'm going to sample a little bit. That's really great because I want you to see how much these leaves expand. Um, One of the reasons, for drinking a tea this way, lots of leaf to a short amount of water, is that this particular kind of tea is complex but mild flavored. In the sense that like you can have a really strong flavor, but it just be a single note thing. And there's lots of different things going on in this tea, but it's not an overpowering flavor. And as you drink it, the flavors kind of build up in your mouth, and um, the best way to do that is to do all these short steeps. So that's the first steep, and I'll do the second steep here again. A little bit of water. See how much that is. Well, how much is that? That is, I don't know, a little over 100 milligrams, or 100 milligrams. What I'm talking about, milliliters. Sorry. I'm probably gonna post this video because even though I'm making a bunch of mistakes already, if I try to make it perfect, it's never gonna get done. So you can see how much the leaf has expanded in that. It's quite a bit. And it's going to, over the next couple steeps, expand even more. And the flavor on the second steep is actually going to be a little bit stronger than the first steep because the leaves have expanded. You're getting more surface area in contact with the water. But you can see, get the leaf here, this still has not completely expanded. So I'm going to dump this out now. And also you can see how much tea you're going to get out of it. That's 2 steeps. It's quite a bit. And this particular tea is one of our pricier teas that I offer. And so this single serving is about a little over $5. And so you really want to get your money's worth out of it. The comparison is always to Starbucks coffee, but you're going to get, 8 to 12 steeps out of this. So third steep, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pour a little bit of water. You can see I'm not letting it steep for very long. I might swirl it around because it looks pretty. And I'm going to pour it into this cup. So, and this is pretty hot. This cup is getting hot, so it's not cooling off the tea as much, but that's really terrific. Again, it's a kind of light aromatic tea. So now this cup's real hot. So this is a tea that you could bring to work, and if you have one of these little beakers, you could drink it all day long. And as you drink it, you're still going to get a flavorful cup, but the caffeine is going to be less and less. So the caffeine is going to be stronger um, in the first couple of steeps, and then as you progress throughout the day drinking this, it'll get lighter caffeine, which is kind of what I want. I try to keep most of my caffeine drinking before noon, and then make sure that I drink way less after that. But oh, and since we're talking about caffeine, the caffeine in tea is a bit different than the way that your body processes caffeine in coffee. Um, Coffee, it's a stronger, more powerful jolt, but it fades quicker. Whereas tea has other uh, chemicals in it that are more calming and focusing, and the result is that you get less of a jolt, but it lasts longer. So anyway, so see how much that has expanded. And so I'm going to pour hot water in this again, and you'll see again, same amount. Just get it, cover those leaves. Swirl that around. I might let it steep a couple seconds longer this time, but not much. And I prefer, when steeping tea, just to kind of wing it most of the time. But you can always measure out the water. And in this case, the tea is, I think it's 7 grams of tea is already measured out for you. So I don't think it's necessary to time how long you're doing this. Just at the beginning, cover the tea with hot water, then dump it out and drink it. And then as you go on, steep it for longer. And if you taste it and it's not flavorful enough, and this one is, but you can just dump it back in. Not a big deal. And then dump it right back out. And you'll get a little more flavor out of the leaves for that steep. Yeah. And so you can see again how big these leaves are getting. They're really coming out, and will get bigger still. I'm gonna dump this out. And what is that for the 4th steep or 5th steep? And as you drink this particular Taekwonyin, and this again, this is a lightly roasted one, so it's very green. It's very herbaceous, a very different flavor than a roasted or a heavily roasted Taekwonyin. So now I'm gonna let it steep there a bit longer. As it gets sweeter, it gets less aromatic. Put a little too much water in there, but it gets less aromatic, but the sweetness gets more. And then as you steep it, eventually you're going to want to steep it for longer. And if you're on steep number 10, you might need to steep it for a couple of minutes. And by the time you get to the end of wanting to use these leaves, you can just steep it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and really squeeze all the life out of it. But that's a great, I don't know, is it steep number 5? It's really a nice flavor there. Again, it's less aromatic and sweet. And so you can see how much tea you're getting out of this. I think that this tea has quite a bit more life left in it. I mean, I would probably steep it 2 or 3 or 4 more times. The higher quality teas generally, they're more expensive, but you can steep them more times. Lower quality teas like a tea bag, super cheap, but you're going to get 1 cup out of it. Yes, this is over $5, but you're going to get probably double this amount of tea out of it. It will towards the end be a little less flavorful, but if you're drinking it over a few hours, that flavor just kind of builds up, and it's really quite pleasant. Anyways, so that's all. I will maybe try and do more videos. There are a lot of them out there. You don't have to watch mine, but if you order this kind of tea, I really recommend steeping it this way. You can do this with a brew basket. You just, same thing, just take the basket out, But like again, I really like this. So thank you. Oh, also I have a website. If you're watching this, it's probably only a couple of people already know about my website, but it's www.intergalactictea.com. Come and visit us. We offer uh, individual curated tea uh, club. So you can order tea with us, join the tea club, and just take whatever I sent you. Uh, or you can say, hey, I just want green teas, or I just want black teas, or let's have some Japanese teas, or whatever. Or you can even say, this particular tea you sent me I didn't care for, so don't send that one again, or that kind again, and I won't, or we won't. Um, it's kind of curated to your needs as much as you want to specify. So, and I'm happy to bring in teas that are not on the website. If I have a couple people that are interested in exploring fermented Japanese teas or whatever, I will bring in stuff that is not listed. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you or hear from y'all soon. Thanks. Bye.